Welcome to the Brian Nhira podcast. My name is Brian Nhira and I am your host. TikTok is quickly becoming the go-to place for internet's top artists and creators. So whether you like it or not, it's a platform that you're going to have to get familiar with. It can be daunting at first. It was for me. But on this episode, I have a special guest who will help you maximize your opportunities on TikTok. On this episode, we are going to be talking about how to maximize your opportunities on TikTok. And to do that, I have brought a social media guru into the house. Dayton Modderman is a 23-year-old social media guru who loves the behind the scenes of the digital world. He works with various artists and athletes to help build their digital brands, but also uses his knowledge of digital marketing to amplify his personal socials with over 500,000 followers on TikTok. Please welcome to the podcast, my friend, Dayton Modderman.
What is up? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, bro. Thank you so much for joining me today. Now, I just kind of want to give a little bit of a background on our relationship. Dayton and I met at our church here in Nashville, Tennessee, and I actually baptized
You did.
Dayton. I did.
You
That
did.
was a crazy experience. I didn't know who you were at the time. I mean, obviously you were a member of our church, your family. But then I got on TikTok and I'm scrolling through TikTok and I see this really powerful testimonial TikTok that you had created. And then at the very end, I see me baptizing you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who in the world is this guy?
Yeah.
And I look on your social media platforms, they're obviously amazing. You're one of my favorite people to follow on
Appreciate
TikTok.
that.
But I remember I was like, who is this guy who goes to our church? And so, shortly after that, you and I had the opportunity to connect and meet and everything. But I'm so glad to have you on the podcast.
Dude, I'm so glad to be here. Honestly, like you said, the whole church experience too. It's really cool to not only have friends outside of church too, and then now get to talk about stuff like this. So I'm excited to dive in. It's gonna be a good time. So.
Absolutely. Well, let's dive right in.
Let's do it.
The first thing that I would like to talk about is your love for Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
It's actually quite famous on the internet, your love. So give us the quick backstory on how you started to love Taylor Swift, and then ultimately you meeting Taylor Swift, taking a picture of her while she's on your back.
Yeah. Wild. So basically, I became a fan because of my sister. My sister was always playing her music.
Yeah.
And I really got into it, but specifically I got into her lyrics. She was always storytelling, and with country music or pop music or alternative indie, she was always, the lyrics was something that I always stuck with. And, I became a fan very young, and I even made a whole fan page on Instagram for her and stuff.
And it got hundreds of thousands of followers.
It was insane. It was kind of going mini viral, and all of a sudden then I got opportunities getting to meet her in her own house, inviting fans.
Was that here in Nashville?
That was here in Nashville.
Wow.
And it was I was a freshman in high school, and it was still the highlight of my high school career. I had to be. It was so sick.
That's amazing. Okay, man. So now let's dive into how you got your start on TikTok, the platform. What led you to the platform? What intrigued you about the platform to ultimately start creating? And I would just love to start there.
Yeah. So I've always been a creative person. When I was a kid, I always put on shows and skits for my parents and family. Yeah. So I was always trying to be entertainment, to the eyes of my family. So basically, I just started making videos. It was during quarantine, when the world shut down and there was not much to do. So I downloaded the app and I just started making, random content, whether it was, dancing videos or skits or lip sync. It was just trying to be entertaining to other people during kind of a boring time in life.
Yeah.
So it was really fun. And that's what kind of got me going and still doing it to this day, was because the engagement was so effective and so fast. It was just going so fast, and I was like, well, this is fun. And there were so many new trends going on, and I was just this is what I love to do. And so I just kept going with it.
I think one of the most like daunting things for people is that there's so much going on TikTok.
Yeah.
And like there's so many avenues and ways that you could go on TikTok that it can almost be paralyzing. Like, where do I start? Like, and I think everybody thinks that they have to be funny. Now, you're a naturally funny person, so it completely and utterly works for you. But like, how did you choose your lane on TikTok? Because I think it's really important for people to do that, is like choose one lane that you start traveling down and build an audience off of that. How'd you choose yours?
Yeah, I chose mine just based off my personality and my interest. I love music. I love movies, but I also love the relatable stuff. And that's like kind of a couple lanes itself, but I feel like whatever you make can be your own lane. Whether you work on a construction site or you're an artist or you're a cook, like you can find your lane and just roll with it, because there's many people out there that have the same lane as you.
That's amazing. Yeah. Okay, my next question is, what was your very first like viral video that set everything off? Because I've noticed that there's usually always that one video that like becomes the domino that makes everything pop off on TikTok.
I think for me, like I've had, the honor to have like so many videos that go viral, but the one that really went off was me like, lip singing in the rain.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Remember that.
It was actually,
I love that.
It was actually earlier this year, but like it really got over like 6 million views.
Wow.
And it just like boomed off. And I was just like, okay, like people like this. And so like I just kept rolling with that, because I'm a personal fan of High School Musical as well. So it was a High School Musical song. So
that's what I love High School Musical too. I was Zeke Baylor. That was my first musical. I was Zeke Baylor. I baked creme brulee.
Creme brulee. Let's go. I love it. So I just kind of rolled with that, and ever since then, like I've just been trying to, like use that lane, like you said, and just roll with it, because, the more people that like that stuff, the more videos, and it will go on your algorithm For You page, and it will work. So it's been a lot of fun, but that was definitely one of the videos where I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I think one of my favorite videos of yours is, I think you did a series of them.
Oh, tell me.
Where you're singing Taylor Swift songs in the shower.
Oh, yeah. Dude, honestly, because when you're in the shower, like you have time to yourself.
Bro.
You get a whole world tour in there. Like it's like, come on, encore, let's go. Like
absolutely. No, it's amazing, man. They're so funny. So make sure that if you're not following Dayton right now, you follow him. We'll put his TikTok handle on the screen for you. Okay, my next question for you is, this is an off the cuff question that, as you were talking, that I was thinking about. How do we explain virality like on TikTok? How do we explain something going viral? Because I think that when something goes viral, you always want to, like, the inclination is to duplicate it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So how do we explain TikTok virality?
Yeah. So for me, I think it's like we try to, like you said, find the lane, but at the same time, like, what works and what doesn't, because, there's trial and error with everything you do. And I feel like with TikTok, that's the same thing too. Like you're not going to have every video that goes, skyrocket off. Yeah. But at the same time, if you see one or two that go kind of more than others, you're like, okay, I know what works. Yeah. And I feel like you just have to roll with what works, and like it sucks because it may not be like what you want to do sometimes, but it's like if you see the numbers and if you see like what works, like go for it. Now, but if you're persistent on like you want to switch your whole lane in the middle of it, I encourage that too, because I started just being straight funny content, and I kind of switched it over to like being more relatable, doing more music stuff, and like just less fun. I mean, there is some still funny stuff, but you can switch your lane and still get like a virality off of it. So it's really cool.
No, that's a great explanation. I think that's going to help a lot of people as well, because I think you can, when something goes viral, it's like, it's almost like a drug.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like a drug that you just want to keep
100%. 100%.
But and it can get frustrating when you don't see that again. Yeah. So I like what you were saying about being persistent in the lane that you're going in, because that's really important for people. It's like, and for me, what I like, one of the things that I think and believe is that, like, when you're true to yourself, when you're true to your brand, when you're true to who you are, like, people will come.
Exactly.
And they'll come for that relatability. They'll come for like everything you're talking about. You obviously exemplify.
Yeah.
you're true to yourself, you're true to your brand, you're true to everything. And I try to do the same thing on mine with because the first viral video that I had was a wedding video,
Dude, that video was that was goals right there. That was so good. That was so good.
Dude, I'll tell that story in another podcast episode, but that became a lane that I've had the opportunity to run in, and it's ultimately been something that's helped drive and fuel my business. So that whole lane, but then also sprinkling in my original music, all my other stuff, and then starting to create for TikTok, starting to everything we do, we always do a 9x6. We always do a variation that's in 9x16. So I just love that point that you're making about persistence and staying true to who you are and to your brand.
Sure.
Okay, my next question for you is for artists and creators who don't currently use TikTok, and like I said in the intro, they need to start ASAP. Can you give us a quick explanation about what the app is?
Yeah, so TikTok is a social media app mostly with a lot of videos. You can post up to 3-minute videos now, which is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
People usually do the 10 to 20 second mark.
Yeah.
Just, because you want to grab your audience right away.
Yes.
And basically you can make videos, whether with your own sound, with someone else's sound, with music, with, instrumentals, any kind of video or no audio at all, just to explain what you are doing, whether it's a funny video, singing video, dancing, whatever it is. TikTok has been blowing up, the internet for a couple of years now. And it's just been, an asset for so many artists too. People have been getting record deals.
Oh,
people are getting #1 songs because of this app.
It's
crazy.
Yeah.
And it's so when an artist is I don't know, TikTok's not for me. It's let's have a talk.
Let's have a talk.
Because for real, it is helping so many people, and it can grow numbers, and it can also grow your audience and your, music too. So
I think we're actually at the point where the conversation needs to go to. So do you put your music on Spotify?
Oh yeah.
Do you put your music on Apple Music?
Exactly.
Do you put your music on Amazon Music?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's even more important for you to put your music on TikTok.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
100%, because when people use those sounds too, those count as streams too. So it's just why not use those other assets to build your career? Yeah.
Do you think that it's too late for people because I think that this is a thing, the engagement and exposure rate on TikTok is it's unreal.
Yeah.
It's
wild.
It's unreal. Do you think that will, this is a 2-part question. Do you think that that'll ever change? And do you think that it's too late for people to get in now?
I think, through time, things do change. Throughout our whole life, we've gone from, MySpace, Facebook, Vine, Instagram, and there's always going to be the new thing. But as of right now, I do not think it's too late. People are still making content. People are still making music and promoting it to TikTok. And because of that, they are going on tours to be openers because of one of their viral songs, going on festivals because everyone knows that song.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's too late.
Cool.
I think, it's an important asset to have and just keep building and using because it is booming right now. Booming.
That's encouragement to all the artists out there who aren't on TikTok yet. It's not too late to get on TikTok. The next question that I have for you is why do you feel like TikTok is so important to the current social media landscape? Because I feel like for so long it was Instagram was the thing that you have to be on Instagram.
Yeah.
And people kind of abandoned Facebook. Facebook is still one of the most important social media platforms for me. I don't use Twitter at all, but that's just me. But why do you feel like TikTok is important in the social media landscape right now?
Well, I think it's important because, you can post anything on there. With Instagram, people are very picky. We try to show our highlights. We don't show the real stuff, which is totally fine. But at the same time, TikTok is a place where you can post about anything from everything, throwbacks, this, like I said, I posted my testimony on there. You can share very important stuff. You can also share happy moments as well. Yeah. But I think it's a cool platform too, because not everyone, but some people can use their platform on there to inspire others, And I think that's a very important thing to do on social media because it's if you're just influencing one person, you're an influencer, whether it's on social media or not. So I do believe TikTok is just important asset because of the videos that you can post, and it can be a range of whatever you want to post.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. I love that answer, and I agree wholeheartedly that that's why it's important to the social media landscape. Okay, next question I have for you is, what are some things that artists and creators can be doing right now to maximize their opportunities on TikTok? And I would love for you to touch on a conversation that we had about like essentially monetizing it, doing lives and stuff like that.
Yeah. So for artists and creators, I feel like you guys have to, you have to use your lane, like I said, but then on top of that, like, do the trends, but make it your own in a sense. So like if there's a trend going on about a dance, like, okay, like do the dance, but maybe like have your song playing in the background. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you've been seeing like the whole, like the top off with the shoe, and everyone's singing. Well, everyone's like singing and has the flashlights going, but people are now using their own songs instead of using the song top off.
Gotcha.
And it's like, it's really cool because now everyone's like trying to use their own sounds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then also, I think with, like you said, TikTok Live. Yeah, TikTok Live is something that I love to do. I love going on live. I love talking to the people in real time. Even though we can't see them face to face, it's a great outlet to talk to people, get to know them. And then, get to know your viewers too. And so with artists and stuff, you can have people come in, you can play your music in real time. And like, you want the people that are going to watch to be there. So if they're there for a reason, like, go for it. Play your music. Like, promote it. Like, it's a great tool to have. So
absolutely. Okay, we talked about like, on the live. Essentially, there's a way that people can give to you, essentially tip you, essentially. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so like with TikTok, there's also like gifts, and gifts are curated to, help creators from viewers. And if viewers want to, like, and it's not obligated whatsoever, they'll be able to gift. And it's a really cool thing to do too, because it's like, it's also fun to gift as well to like random people just to make people's day. But it essentially like goes into your PayPal and then like just is like some extra money to have. It's really cool too, because not only like they're making your day, but then also like it's cool to like return the favor, go on their live and then do the same thing. So
that's awesome.
It's amazing.
Now, I've seen you do this before on TikTok. It's like you're battling somebody.
Yeah. So battling is a really cool tool on TikTok. Basically, you go head to head with another creator, kind of like a live FaceTime. And people are watching, and basically the points are based off double tapping the screen or sending gifts. And so basically the most gifts or the most double taps in that 5 minutes wins.
Wow.
So that's what a battle is, and it's been a lot of fun. I try to do it with like my friends that are on there, and it's honestly, it can get pretty heated sometimes. You're going back and forth, but it's cool.
Now, what are you doing when you're going back?
I go crazy. I look like a crackhead sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I literally am like jumping up and down, like I'm doing crazy challenges. One time it got so hyped that it was like, you know what? I'm about to get in the shower with all my clothes on, lip sync a song in front of this camera. Like, I was like, I need to win this. And then, like, and we got that dub. So it was great.
You're hilarious. That is so funny.
Oh, it was so fun. Great
I absolutely love it, man. Okay, so next question for you is like, what is your TikTok creation process? Because I know even for me to this day, sometimes it can get so overwhelming to like have to think about content. It's like I'm constantly thinking about content.
Right.
It's like, how do I make this? How do I make the time? I don't have the time. I got 2 kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so how do you make time to create content? And what's that creative process looking like?
Yeah, so I feel like, with anything you do, like you take time out for it, whether that's going to the gym, whether that's, writing music or having a safe space for that. I think you need to, have some time. Like, what I try to do is like capitalize on, all right, this is my day. This is what it looks like. And then I'm going to maybe put like 45 minutes to an hour of just trying to make content. Okay. And like, if you feel like you're not going to be able to make content like in the weekend, I'll be like, okay, like switch it up. I'll switch my shirt so it looks like a different day. I'll switch the location just to make it look like a different place. So try to just like, make so many in the time that you have. And then even if they're good or bad, like it doesn't matter, like just to have some content. So if you feel like, oh man, I haven't posted in a hot minute, like I got to get on that, but you have some drafts ready to go.
Yeah,
So,
drafts is so important.
So important.
Making sure you had those drafts ready to go. That's a huge tip that I've talked about in some of the other podcasts that we've had. Man, I think my last question is like, what is your, like, if you sat down with an artist, you're sitting with one.
Yeah.
You know, what's your what's your biggest encouragement? Like, what's your biggest, like, your word of encouragement to them as they're on this journey of creating content, being on TikTok, being in this whole space?
Yeah, don't change for anyone. That's what I would say. I feel like a lot of people, like, you know, there's nothing wrong with doing the trends. There's nothing wrong with doing similar stuff, but keep it you. Because I feel like when everyone has their own lane, it shows creativity, you know, and it shows creative exposure as well. And if you're just doing what everyone else is doing, they're just going to be like, oh, another person just trying to go viral on TikTok. Yeah. Because unfortunately, that's the kind of, you know, place we live in where, like, people just kind of, like, compare. Exactly. And, like, you don't want someone to compare. Like, you want to be authentically you and, like, run with it. Like, so that's what I would encourage to everyone, just to be yourself. And, like, if it's not working for a bit, that's okay. Keep trying, because it's going to work out, because everyone's going to have a viral moment if you just be persistent. So
I love that. You will have your viral moment if you stay persistent. I just like to add to that, because that was just so good. It's like, even if you don't have a quote unquote super viral moment, but you're reaching people. Yeah. Like, you're reaching people. People are commenting on your stuff. Exactly. And, you know, they're like, this inspired me, this encouraged me, this made me laugh. Yeah. You're doing the right thing, and you're on the right track. So don't be too hard on yourself.
100%. It's always, and that's something I got to say, like, to piggyback on what you said, the viral stuff is great. It's like you said, it's like a drug, but at the same time, it's like, if you are helping one person, you already did something right. Yeah. Like, that's viral in my moment, you know, like, if someone, like, DM'd me and said, hey, like, this video really helped me, or hey, like, thank you for putting a smile on my face. It's like, done. We did what we had to do.
Mission
you know?
accomplished.
Exactly.
Yeah. TikTok, mission accomplished. And I think that we accomplished our goal today of helping people learn how to maximize their opportunities on TikTok. Dayton Modderman, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun.
No,
it was a lot of fun.
You, bro, for being here. Thank you for taking the time out to come and to share your knowledge. Absolutely. Because I know it is absolutely, it's vital, and so I'm so grateful. Yeah. Thank you all so much for taking time to listen to this episode of the Brian Nhira podcast. Make sure that you subscribe on whatever platform you like to listen or watch on. We'll see you next time.